Okay, on my previous video, which is actually posted on my Patreon page, I showed how to glue up the fingerboard on this custom Karl Sandoval star guitar neck. And so what I'm going to do today, but anyway, if you wanted to see the process of gluing the fingerboard onto the back of the neck, well, just you'll see it in detail, and I pretty much demonstrate how to get that, how to get the fingerboard aligned and glued, and I have some tips and tricks that I'm giving away there. So check it out. It's on my Patreon page. So if you haven't subscribed to my Patreon page, I believe you should do so, because the YouTube page, and it's more of an introduction to the Patreon page. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to unclamp the neck, and then I'll explain a few details about what has been done. Very simple. We're just going to unfasten the clamps. There's no rhyme or reason, just pretty much reverse rotate the clamp and take it off. By the way, when I put these clamps on, I really didn't snug it down extremely tight. It's not necessary. Just a snug fit will work. As you can see, it didn't take much effort to undo the clamps. Here's the glue block that I put on the fingerboard, and it's concaved on this side so it fits over the fingerboard. And what you end up having is like the edges of this glue block set on the edges of the fingerboard, and it really gives me a good clamping process, to get that fingerboard in place. And so there it is. There it is, all glued up. And let's see if we can get a close-up here. I don't know if you can see, but there's a pen mark on the edge of the fingerboard. That's actually a guideline. They're on both sides. And then, of course, I use the guideline of the front of the nut when aligning the fingerboard. The truss rod has been put in. I've got two pieces of 1/4-inch foam on the back and the front of the neck. And as you can see, there's an extension. Let's see if we can get the fingerboard extends out, which it's been done before. You still have access to the truss rod nut. And so what we have here is a rosewood fingerboard. It's a 25-inch scale, 22 fret with a slight overhang. It's 1 11/16 at the nut, and it's 2 1/4 at the base of the neck. And the radius is about a 16-inch radius. I buy these fingerboards pre-cut. The bottom of the fingerboard is flat, and the top is radius 1/16 of an inch, or 16 inches, 16-inch radius. It's on a laminated 1-inch, 3 pieces of 1-inch laminated maple, which makes for this neck to be very rigid. There's a truss rod slot that accommodates the width of the truss rod, which just embeds into the neck. And of course, I cut the angle on the headstock. And also, I thin down the face of the headstock as well as the butt end of the headstock. Now, the distance, the thickness here should be 1 inch approximately. And so basically you have a 3/4 inch maple back with a 1/4 inch center thickness fingerboard. Let's see if we can measure that. Let me take this tape off here. It's common when I use a straight edge and I have to use the same dimension I put a piece of tape there so I'm not always looking for those little measurement marked lines. So, okay, as I'm looking at, let's see, I'm looking at the thickness here. I'll put a little guide mark there. Let's see if I can get this on camera. Yeah, it's approximately 1 inch at the center of the fingerboard, which is what we want. So we got 3/4 inch maple back, laminated maple. They're 1 inch pieces. There's 3 of them. Typically that'll accommodate most necks. Then a 1/4 inch rosewood fingerboard. I only routed up to this point. It's about 7 or 8 inches here, and I typically route to the front of the nut. You know, when I take the thickness of the headstock down. Usually it's 1/2 inch to that would be 8/16 or 9/16 or somewhere in that vicinity. But now it's ready to do some more work on it. The next process that I'm going to do is I'm going to trim down this maple, and then at that point we can drill the holes for the tuners, and we can start getting the headstock taken care of. This was the headstock design that I'll be using. So the nut width that I use here, it's approximately 3/16 of an inch. That would be this distance right here, where the nut goes, and it's typically a bone nut that I use. Now, if I have, let's say this is approximately where the, well, let me see if I can do this for you here. Okay, where is my string? Bear with me 1 sec. Okay, what I'm going to do is a rough estimate on where this headstock is going to be placed. And the way I do that is I assimilate the string running across the fingerboard, which it's about 1/8 of an inch from the edge. And I can see that this needs to go way over like this. That's a little better. And I kind of have to look top side of that string, and this looks like it needs to drop down a little bit. So it's 1/8 of an inch approximately from the end of the fingerboard. I'll run the string, and then I put the string on this side of the tuner post, which would be the bottom side, and I can see that I still need to drop it a little bit. And what this is going to do is give me a basic indication of where this headstock's going to go, and I'll explain a little more about it right now. Okay, approximately that's where it's going to go, and as you can see, this really doesn't line up, but what I'll do is I'll actually customize, put a marking here, and I don't know why that didn't line up to begin with, but I'll have to do some modifications here. This part of the headstock, still it's going to be 1 11/16 wide. It's just that I'm going to make a pencil mark, you know, right here. I'm not going to cut in like you see it there, or am I going to cut way out here like that? So I'll need to do some artwork and kind of bring this in. But the important thing here is to align the strings, and if I come in an 1/8 inch from the end approximately, you know, it aligns, like I say, the string at the base part of the tuning post. And then if I do the other side, and I look on the top of the string, I can see that we're approximately right there. But that would be how you would set a headstock. And now what you see right here, at this point right here, use a pencil. At this point right here, you can see that we've got an extension. So what I'll do, it's an overhang. I need to glue on a piece of maple, and I can actually cut it from here and glue it on, you know, because this is like residue that I can use because it's the same thickness. And then that will give me the wood that I need. And it looks like we're going to need a little bit right here. So what I would probably do is mark this and then cut this, and then put glue a little piece here, like a little square piece, and then a little square piece here. That's graphing on pieces of maple that allow you to give any kind of a headstock, you know, the wood that you need to actually get it cut out. So anyway, those are going to be my upcoming steps. You know, of course, we'll be drilling the tuner holes, and one of the things that I didn't do this time was, before I actually route the back of the neck, and the headstock is real thick, this area, I'll actually bore the holes first. Once I get all this set, I'll bore the holes, and then I'll route, and it makes a clean cut over the holes that have been drilled out. This way, I have to be careful that I don't blow out the back, because if the drill bit is coming, you know, through this way, it could blow out this part of the maple. So what you'll do is you just get a piece of stock, like let's say this was a longer piece though, and I would put it here, and I would have it underneath, and then bore, and this is held snug against the back of the headstock, and therefore it won't blow out the maple back. And if you've worked with wood, you'll know what I'm talking about. I use Brad Point drill bits, and they cut pretty good. So anyway, those are some features about this neck that I just wanted to share with you. Like I say, if you want to see more detailed wood fabrication about how we got to this point, you'll have to subscribe to my Patreon page. That's where most of my intricate and detailed and instructive work will be videotaped for on my Patreon page. I will do some on YouTube, but more so on my Patreon page. But this is coming along fine. You know, we've got our star body. Let me get that. We've got our star body, and pretty soon we'll have a neck on it, and she's just coming along really good. So I hope you found this interesting and inspiring, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, by all means do so. Share with your friends, have them subscribe as well. And then also, like I say, my videos work hand in hand, both YouTube and Patreon. You'll have to subscribe to my Patreon page. It's only $5 a month, and you'll get so much information on there. You know, where can you go for instruction on how to build a guitar for $5 a month? It's so affordable, and you get so much information. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you. I hope you're having fun. We're almost there. You can see it's starting to look like a complete guitar. When I get this cut up, like I say, we'll cut along the edge, and then we'll start to get the headstock shape, and then we'll get this bad boy glued onto this star body. Well, I hope that you enjoyed these videos again, and thank you so much. please subscribe both to Patreon and YouTube. I'd appreciate it. God bless you and have a great day.